Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how we can quickly create a web-based viewer for any of our documents using the Cloudmersive file processing connector in Power Automate. This operation essentially embeds our document URL in an iframe HTML element so it can be easily incorporated into our website. I'll demonstrate the utility of this action by incorporating a PDF file from a OneDrive folder into a simple HTML project. Let's start off on the flow diagram page in Power Automate with an Instant Cloud flow. We can get here by clicking Create and then selecting the Instant Cloud Flow option. Let's click New Step and set up a Get File Content action to grab our test file. I'm using OneDrive, so I'm selecting that option, and right after that, I'm navigating the folder path to find my sample PDF document. Let's now click New Step again, and this time let's type Cloudmersive into the search bar. From the list of options below, let's go ahead and select the file processing connector with the purple logo. Please note that if we haven't used this connector before, we'll have to name our connection and provide our API key before we reach the actions list where I currently am. You can easily get a free tier API key on our website by registering a free account. From the actions list, let's search for the action called Create a Web-Based Viewer. Once we find it, let's select it. We can configure this action by first selecting our sample file content from the Dynamic Content window, and we can then give our file a random name. Let's now go ahead and click New Step one more time and look for the Create File action. I'm using SharePoint for this because I'm going to send my new file to a SharePoint folder that I have opened up in Visual Studio Code. I recommend saving this as a text file. When we configure this action, we'll just need to make sure that we select the dynamic content called HTML embed to fill our file content field. Let's now save our flow. Once it finishes saving, let's go ahead and run our flow. Once our flow finishes running, let's go and find our new file. As I mentioned earlier, I'm using an example folder in Visual Studio with a simple HTML project set up. Within this folder, I now have a new file with the name I specified in my flow. When I open that file up, I can now copy this nicely generated iframe element and place it within my sample HTML document. When I open up a document preview, I can now check out the document viewer itself. The initial viewer size is a little smaller than we would probably want, so I preset some CSS styling to make it larger and align better with my sample text. Styling aside, the great thing is that you can now leverage Power Automate to rapidly create web viewers for documents so they can be interactive on your website. This might be an untraditional way to accomplish this, but if you're already deeply involved in the Microsoft ecosystem, this can make your workflow much more efficient. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please check back in for more Power Automate tips and demonstrations in the future.